Hi everybody, it's Casey Williams. There are some absolutely awesome compact European sports sedans out there that are a lot of fun to drive. Unfortunately, all those cars also come with equally awesome price tags. So what if you could get a car that was comfortably under $30,000 that drove like those really sporty European sedans? The car we have for you today is just that car. It's the 2019 Volkswagen Jetta GLI 35th Anniversary Edition. Let's go have a look at it. Well, for those of you who aren't familiar, the GLI is especially the GTI with 4 doors and a trunk. And it really does look that part. You know, from the red line in the grille that connects it to the GTI, this car has LED headlamps, LED driving lamps, also LED tail lamps. The front fascia is a little more aggressive and just looks really sporty to me. You can go around the side and kind of look at the car and kind of look at the stance of it. Some of the recent Jettas to me look a little tall, they look a little ungainly, they just look a little bit wobbly almost. This car to me looks really good in the GLI package. Lowered down just a little bit, 18-inch alloy wheels. And the black trim was all part of that 35th Anniversary Edition. The black wheels with the red line on them, the mirror caps, the roof, the rear spoiler, all part of that 35th Anniversary Edition. I think it looks really good in red. And I think overall the Jetta is a very handsome car. A lot of nice detailing in the sheet metal. Looks very sporty, looks good. Come around the back, and the look is really more Audi than it is Volkswagen. I like the tail lamps with the amber turn signals in them. Again, a nice classic touch. Dual exhaust outlets. Kind of that diffuser look down below the bumper. And the Jetta also has an incredibly roomy trunk in it too. Lots of room for luggage, back seats go down. You can get just about anything you want to in there. With the seats full, you can even get a bicycle in there. I think it's very nice for a compact car. Well, welcome inside the GLI. I think Volkswagen did a really good job of really outfitting the interior, trying to keep cost in mind, trying to keep the price right, but really giving the driver everything they need. And it really starts with the seats. You know, these are cloth seats, but they are heated. But I like the thick bolsters in them, really hold you in the seats well. You know, they're all day comfortable. You know, I drove yesterday about 5 hours on a quick little interstate trip, and you know, very comfortable, very supportive, and very nice. As far as the the instrumentation of the car, you've got analog gauges. This doesn't have the flat screen that Volkswagen has as an option, just the old style analog gauges. Work fine, they're clear. You can reconfigure the center so you can get a digital speedometer there if you want it. Touchscreen, again, works out really well here. This has Apple CarPlay, so the car doesn't have navigation, but you don't really need it. You know, I plugged in my phone, you get USB, Bluetooth, connect your iDevices however you want to. But you know, if you've never seen Apple CarPlay, it really just gives you a screen that's just very familiar if you've had an iPhone. You can also get Android Auto in the car. But you know, right now I've got music on, it's playing off the media player. Navigation right there uses the maps function right off my phone. Phones, you can direct dial straight from here, voice dial as well. So it all works out really well. It gives you all the functionality of a really high-end infotainment system, but really just runs it off your phone and allows you to save some cost along the way. Dual zone automatic climate control down below. And again, heated seat controls are right here, very easy to find. Nice thick leather wrapped steering wheel with the red stitching in it, rather like that. Again, a lot of this is just rubberized, but it does look nice, kind of a faux carbon fiber look here too. Works out all right. Down below, and I'll talk to you more about this when we do the drive, but there is a mode selector for the car. It'll adjust the steering, how firm the steering is when you're driving the car. Also adjust the suspension system. That's a nice feature of the GLI and GTI. You can adjust the suspension from almost track stiff to just below kind of a floaty ride on the interstate. So you can really take your choice there. I've got it in normal mode now. Sport mode, again, just tightens things up, makes the throttle a little more sensitive. You can customize it. So you can modify the steering, the front differential lock, how aggressive you want that to be, the suspension, even the engine sound. Sport mode gives a little more of a throaty sound when you're on the highway. Again, very cool. You can kind of click through those. Echo, again, makes the throttle a little less sensitive, so you save some fuel along the way. Comfort, and I usually leave it in normal mode. It's kind of a good balance of all of them. So really a lot of equipment inside this car. Everything you need, and really nothing you don't, and that really is going to help later when we look at the price. You know, as pleasant as this car is to look at and to sit in, you really buy this car for the driving experience. And that really starts with the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, delivers 228 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. In a car this size, a front-wheel drive car, that's plenty of power. And you can get automatic transmission in this car. We've got the 6-speed manual, and that's exactly how I would equip this car. I love it with the manual. You just kind of slip into that turbo, just roll into it, and put down the throttle, and it just takes off. It's absolutely great. You know, this weekend I had some time. Like I said, I did about a 5-hour interstate run, And you get in the left lane, run any speed you want to run, pass anything you want to pass, plenty of power in reserve. Got off the interstate, and I was driving on this 2-lane road between cornfields, following tractors and farm trucks, and had no trouble at all past them. I was running 55 miles per hour, shifted down, stepped on the throttle, and was running something well above the speed limit by the time I got past it. Just effortless. And the other thing I really like in this car is it has the adjustable drive modes. So you got a button here in the console, and you can select, right now I've got it normal. The suspension's relatively comfortable. The steering's kind of, it's tight, but it's not too tight. You can put it in sport mode. It'll make the exhaust loud. It'll really tighten up the steering. It'll make the suspension so stiff it'll almost make your teeth rattle out. But it's really nice. You can choose how you want to. You put it in comfort mode and just lighten up the suspension a little more, make the steering a little lighter, whatever you like. And there's even a custom mode, and you can program it however you want. So if you like stiff steering and a light suspension, you can configure the car to do that. So I think there's just a lot of sophistication in this car that you really find in a lot of the more expensive European sedans that you're getting, again, at Volkswagen prices in this car. And there's just nothing more I like to do with this car. Get on the road, spend several hours in it, just enjoy driving it and have some fun. And the fact that you also have a very practical, cost-effective car, you get 4 people in it comfortably, drive to work and back every day, just makes it all that much better. Well, no doubt Volkswagen really packed the value into this car. From the styling, the 18-inch wheels, it looks really aggressive on the outside, the interior is well equipped, and that turbo engine, especially on the highway when you can flat-foot it and enjoy it, is great. The steering, the adjustable chassis, all of it. So let's talk about price for just a second. The BMWs, Mercedes, Audis that are about this size, they can become quite expensive. But this car I think is surprisingly affordable. The Jetta starts under $19,000 as a base price. This one all in, $27,890. And I think for all you get, I think that's a pretty good deal. Well, next week we'll have another fun car, and until then, storm forward.